Hello everybody, what's up? I am back with a video after like 50 years of not being on YouTube. I mean, like, simple explanation, I got back to school, so I was moving in and dealing with all that and then getting situated with my classes, and then Irma decided to like step in, so like I went back home. That means like all of my equipment and stuff was here, but now I am back and I am about to do a video. I know everybody and their mama and their sister and their daddy and their cousins and their uncles, you know, everybody pretty much has done a video on this line, but I was like, you know what, I'm gonna get my time in the spotlight. I'm gonna do it. I have my right. I have been waiting for a collection like this since forever. I'm gonna do it. And basically I'm going to be reviewing the Fenty Beauty line, Fenty Beauty by Rihanna, just reviewing her entire collection. So basically this is not a first impressions, this is more of a review and my thoughts on the brand in general. I tried to do a first impressions, but Satan had other plans. But I basically have been using her products, and I have already my feel and thoughts on it, so I'm just gonna go ahead and get started. Okay, and as you already know, I get all of my information, any facts that I state to you from the website themselves, like not Sephora, but the actual website of the actual brand of the actual product. So this is all coming from the Fenty Beauty website, Rihanna's website herself. Okay, so the first product that I will be starting out with is the Pro Filt'r Instant Retouch Primer, which retails for $32, and you get about 1.8 fluid ounces. It's a shine stopping, pore diffusing primer that smooths the way for better foundation application and longer wear with an instant retouch effect. I generally really like this primer because it's not too thick on my skin and it's not too drying, because I hate like some primers that are like extremely drying, you know, when they're like mattifying primers, they're like extremely drying, and so like my skin ends up producing a lot more oil. This like mattifies my skin and also helps like blur my skin a little bit, and I really like the texture of it, how soft it feels and how easily it can blend into the skin. It doesn't have, well, no, I lied, it has a slight scent, but it's not anything like that's overpowering that you'd be like oh my god, you know, it's nothing like that. Okay, so the next thing that I'm going to be talking about, of course, is the Pro Filt'r Soft Matte Foundation that everybody and their mama has been talking about, and I mean for good reason, to be honest. So this is the Pro Filt'r Soft Matte Longwear Foundation. I have mine in the shade 450 and it retails for $34, and you get 1.8 fluid ounces. So it's a soft matte longwear foundation with buildable medium to full coverage and a boundary breaking range of 40 shades. So as it says on the back, you know, I'm gonna shake before I even pump it out. Shake it, shake it, shake it, oh, shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it. What's so basically like groundbreaking, as I said before, is that it's in a range of 40 shades, which is unheard of. And the way that Rihanna's shades work is, a lot of people think it's oxidation, but it's not oxidation. Oxidation, when you have a foundation on, is when it turns a little bit more orange. Her foundations, they just dry down slightly darker, so that way like everybody can fit this line. Like, I'm in the shade 450 and there are 4 shades after this, which is completely unheard of for a makeup brand in general. Like, I'm usually the second to darkest or the darkest shade, but there are still 4 more shades after. I mean, honestly, to be honest, Rihanna really had these like makeup companies shook. Like, did you see everybody trying to post their, you know, I got darker shades too, you can find your shade in our foundation too? I was like, wow, a little shook, are we? A little scared. So what I like to apply it with is her foundation brush. It's the Fenty 110 foundation brush. Basically this gives flawlessness, and it definitely is medium to full coverage. When you use it with a brush, I feel like with a damp sponge you get light to medium, and then if you can build it up, you do get it to medium to full, but I feel like if you want the fullest like first application, definitely go with a brush then a damp sponge. It feels very nice on the face. It does not have an overpowering scent to it at all. A little bit goes a long way. I have noticed that because usually I'll apply like 2 pumps on my hand and be like, I didn't need to do those 2 pumps, like I didn't need to do that. A little does go a long way, and it does look flawless. Like once I put on all of my makeup and all that stuff, like my contour and blush, it just looks effortlessly, and the primer and the foundation work with each other so beautifully to give you a shine-free base. And I have the oiliest of skin, but like it really helps control the oil. Now this is a foundation that you are going to have to work quick with because it does dry down quick, and you guys might think that it's a bit too red for me, but trust me, like it melts into my skin. Like the match is on point. Okay, so next thing are her match sticks, and I have the matchstick trio. Each individual one is $25, but if you get them in the set, they are $54, and they're a magnetized makeup stick and a Longwear light as air matte formula to conceal, correct, contour, and touch up in 20 shades. So I think that the really cool thing about these is they do come in sets, you know, your light, medium, dark, those type of typical sets, but they also, if you go on her website, you can mix and match and still get them in a set. So it's like, say if you like the contour from the medium kit but you're not feeling the highlight from the medium kit, you can swap out that highlight, you know. So it's, I think that's really cool that she gives you the option, like if you still want to get it in the trio, you can. So I have Cocco for concealing / highlighting, Espresso for contour, and Yacht Life for highlighter, and as you can see, magnetized. But basically I'm going to start off with Cocco, which is the sort of like concealing stick. Now if I have to say that there's one thing that I would just be like, I'm good on, it's probably this. Like it's good for a highlight, like, you know, just highlighting your face, because it does not have that much coverage. But if you actually want it to like conceal dark spots, that's where it gets tricky. So what I like to do is I take Cocco and then I add a bit of Tarte Shape Tape, and I do use her her sponge to blend this out. It does blend beautifully, even if it is a dry sponge, because I'm now using it dry. Like even if it's a dry sponge, like it still blends it out pretty nicely, and the edge of it, it really like allows you to get under and even like really cut. Like see, I have my winged eyeliner, I can really get underneath it, and these blend super easily. Now I'm going to apply the rest of my face powders and all that stuff, and I will be right back with the rest of the matchsticks. Okay, so moving on to the last 2 matchsticks, I'm first going to contour, then I'm going to highlight. And I really like these matchsticks because you can use them over top of powders and it's not going to lift up whatever you put there. So I especially like to apply the contour after I've applied all of my powders, and then I'll usually like set it with a bronzer. Now Espresso is a pretty like deep shade. It is a sort of like, it's advertised as a cool, I think, don't quote me on that, but it's advertised as a cool tone shade, and even though it is cool toned, it looks a bit warm on me, so I usually wear this more bronzing wise than contouring wise. If she has something that's a little bit darker than this, we'd be rocking, we'd be banging. But I also use the sponge to blend this out, and it blends out effortlessly, and it does not pick up all of the work that I've previously put down. Okay, and so to set that, because I don't, you know, I want to keep this basically Fenty, I am going to be taking her universal blotting. Now this powder does have a stronger scent. And now moving on to the last thing, which is the matchstick, and I have mine in the shade Yacht Life. And basically what I get from her matchsticks is they're very matte. So this is no different. The highlighter one is no different. I prefer to blend it out with my finger than a sponge, because I feel like with your finger it's still there, with the sponge it sort of disappears. And it looks very nice on the skin. It gives you a very like nice, soft, subtle highlight, and it looks very pretty. And it looks very matte, so it's not like that ooh blinding highlight. It's definitely more of a softer matte highlight. And now I'm pretty sure the part that everybody has been waiting for, the highlighters. Okay, so the Killawatt Freestyle highlighters, I have 3. I have Ginger Binge and Moscow Mule. I have Trophy Wife. And I have Mean Money Hustler Baby. So these retail for $34 each, but you do get a lot of product. So basically the highlighters are weightless longwear cream powder hybrid highlighters that range from subtle day glow to insanely supercharged in solos and expertly paired duos. Trophy Wife is obviously that yellow green sort of highlight, and then she does have duos, so I'm just gonna pick up Mean Money and Hustler Baby. Oh god. And you know, they do have 2 sides. So this one is a more subtle highlight, where this one is a more blinding, like boom in your face highlight, which I really like. I think I'm actually gonna go for Ginger Binge and Moscow Mule because it's pinky toned, so I think it'll go just a little bit nice with the sort of purple eye that I'm rocking today. And also the packaging on these things is insane. Like you can't, well, I don't know, you can slightly see it. Like if you can see, like it slightly turns purple, so it's like a holographic sort of ordeal. But I'm just going to be taking my brush, dipping into the more pigmented. These are very pigmented highlighters. The only one I would say is a little iffy is Mean Money. And then last but not least, this is her Fenty Beauty Universal Gloss Balm Lip Luminizer, which retails for $18. So it is the ultimate gotta have it lip gloss with explosive shine that feels as good as it looks in one universal rose nude shade. And like honestly, she's not kidding. This color literally looks bomb on everybody that I have seen. And like even I was a little bit skeptical because I was like, I don't know, you know, usually when people say universal, it still doesn't like fit me, but like this fits me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to line my lips with the Kat Von D Everlasting Lip Liner and Crucifix, and then apply this. And this is basically my face with Fenty. And now I'm just gonna get down to like my final thoughts, final synopsis on everything. I think this collection is a complete hit. There was nothing in it that I was just like, no, keep that away from me. I hate it. I practically really like loved everything from the highlighters to the lip gloss to the matchsticks. Like I am a huge fan of this collection, and I'm also a very huge fan with the fact that Rihanna basically came up with this collection to be something that is all inclusive. And that's great because I feel like that does include me and people who are definitely deeper and darker than me. I mean, just getting down to like the foundation itself. Everybody from the palest of palest skin tones to the deepest and darkest of chocolate skin tones can find their shade in this foundation. And I just think that that is wonderful. Like, I mean, like I was saying before, you know, I'm 450, which means that there are 4 more shades after me, which is unheard of. And it feels so nice to see a brand and to buy a brand that I know that was including me. Like when they say all inclusive, she meant all inclusive. Like I mean all skin tones. Like, and it feels so great to buy a brand that I know can work for me and that includes me in its thought process. I honestly really love all the products. The only thing, again, as I said, that I'm just like a bit iffy on is the concealing matchsticks, because they're not as pigmented as I really would want them to be. They're great for just highlighting, but when it comes down to like concealing, they're iffy. But other than that, I am all for this collection. I love it, and I can't wait to see what else she has in store. Alright guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please remember to like, share, comment, and especially hit that subscribe button. More videos will definitely be coming to you soon. I have a lot of things planned. I have a lot of ideas. So just stay tuned for that. And just remember, when we comment, we want to bring people up and not bring people down.